Hey guys, I want to do a little review today of my first aid kit. This kit I actually picked up from REI a few years ago. It was actually kind of a blowout. It was like a discontinued item or something. I want to say I paid like 15 or 20 bucks for the kit. What I liked about it was the layout of the actual bag itself. You guys know if you've already got a first aid kit or if you're working on putting one together, this is good to have around at all times. I take this with me if I'm ever camping or I'm going anywhere, doing any traveling. A lot of the time this rides in the trunk of my car. I probably wouldn't take this with me if I was doing any hiking or backpacking. It's a little big, but this is something that I do like to have, nearby just about at all times. The cool thing about a first aid kit is most of you guys know that it's cool to find a kit that you like and then just add to it. Basically, find the things that you think you might need or that fit your skill set or whatever activities you're doing. So I bought this basic kit, and then I've just added to it over time throughout the years, and then change things out, add to it as I see fit. I'll kind of do a quick overview though. It's got a few, I would say, survival necessities just in case, but for the most part it's a pretty comprehensive first aid kit. So I've got some over here on this side: emergency whistle, some Blistex, purification tablets, some matches. These couple of pockets over here, this is different ointments, lotions, sunscreens, antibiotics. I've got a little tourniquet and some floss. There's a wire splint, Mylar blanket. Right here in the middle I've got some aloe vera, some super glue, triple antibiotic ointment, a couple different types of gauze pads and wraps, some more medication. I've got some duct tape I rolled up. Let's see, there's some poison ivy relief, some Coleman bug spray, some hydrocortisone. I've got a little fire steel and striker. Up here I've got safety pins. There's some sewing needles, nails, some multivitamins, a little miniature fishing kit. I've got some little bottles here. These would be similar to like a 5-hour energy that I just saved and rinsed out. I put rubbing alcohol in one, hydrogen peroxide, and then some aloe vera. So that's for sunburn. I've got a pen, and then some more tape, a measuring tape, tweezers, pencil, scissors. I actually got a couple different types of tweezers, some real fine tweezers, and then some nail clippers. And I'm going to flip this around. And in the top, there's little pouches, and this is just full of stuff. I've got Ziploc bags, I've got lots of gauze, large bandages, I've got quick clot. So I'm not going to pull everything out. There's little medical first aid kits, how-tos, a little guide in here, a little guidebook. Triangular bandage. Got some Carmax. Here's a little goodie bag of antiseptic wipes, towelettes, alcohol pads that I put together. I've got a glow stick, a poncho, and there's all kinds of good stuff. This is actually full of change, so like I said, most of the time this is in my car or my vehicle, so just got all types of different items. I'm not going to pull everything out because these pouches are full, but the good thing about a first aid kit is if you find a kit that you like this one, I was really impressed the way it laid out, so I can organize all the different items. And then like I said, I've just been adding to it, taking stuff away. When stuff expires, I replace it. These little one-use like cortisone or, like I said, sunscreen packets, you can buy these refill kits from Amazon or online really cheap. Adventure Medical Kits has some really neat layouts that are a good starting point for building your own first aid kit. But really it's just about having the items that you think you'll need, and then it fits your skill set. I see some of these first aid kits people have where they've got surgical tools, and if you're not a trained surgeon, they're probably not going to do you much good. I'm actually working on another kit right now myself, kind of more of a just trauma kit. I had a little incident a couple of months ago where I had to go to the doctor and get stitches. It was minor. It was 4 little stitches right here. You can kind of see. But I was thinking, what if I had been somewhere where I couldn't get to the doctor quickly, and then my go-to is duct tape and super glue. So I've always have it around. I've actually had to super glue myself together a few times. It may do in a pinch, but I was actually looking at, maybe having a little bit of, I usually keep trauma pads, quick clots, and Israeli bandages around. I've actually got several of those, but I'm thinking about putting together just a little bitty suture kit, and just as a last resort. Obviously, I would never recommend that you try to sew yourself up, and I would never do it to myself, but you never know. It's just something to have just in case. I actually did order surgically sterile tools to remove the stitches so that I didn't have to pay another $300 at the doctor. So that's how the route I chose to go. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend it. You guys should never try to do anything that you're not trained to do. But this is just a preparedness kit. I've luckily not had to use any major stuff. I get into here for band-aids and sunscreen more often than anything else, but it's good to have. Just a quick story, I talked about in some of my videos my little outdoor survival tin, and I usually give those out as gifts around Christmas and the holidays. And my brother called me one day and he was like, man, I was so happy to have that. I had to break into it one day and steal a bunch of gauze out of there. And I was like, well, hey, I'm glad you had it. So first aid kits are great to have around. You should have probably more than one. I keep one in my house that's much bigger than this, that just has everything I need, but this is kind of my little traveling kit. There you go. Thanks for watching.